The baby pets Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are captured, and Sonic travels through time to save them in Sonic 4, the movie.
Welcome to Leon Picaron's channel. Leave your like, your comment, and also your subscription. Follow me on my social media, which are in the description, and turn on the notification bell with a simple click. And now get ready because the show is about to start. Stay and watch the video if you like this song.
Team Baby Sonic appears in Sonic 4, the movie. Yes, friends, today we're going to look at an incredible theory about Sonic 4, the movie that's coming out very soon, only 1 year left. Damn it. So before anything else, everyone leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell right now, so there will be more Sonic 4 theories. So now that everything's been said and done, what do you think if we go straight to see this incredible theory about what the Team Baby Sonic would be in Sonic 4 with time travel and a lot more crazy stuff?
The baby pets Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are captured. Sonic travels through time to save them in Sonic 4, the movie.
What kind of nonsense is that?
Baby Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails had been sent to Earth by Longclaw through a portal as if they were pets. They appeared one morning right at the doorstep of Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady's house. Inside a small cardboard box arranged like a cradle, Sonic is the first to open his little eyes, followed by his two siblings. These were unknown creatures to Tom and Maddie, but being so cute and adorable, it was impossible not to welcome them with love, especially since they came with a letter. It said they should care for and keep them secret, because someday they would save the universe. Without many questions, Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady.
And these cool transformations?
They cared for baby Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles as their own, feeding them daily and watching them grow physically and mentally.
Oh god, I'm gonna die from cuteness!
Until, in the blink of an eye, they were no longer just the adorable little creatures they once knew, they were more than that.
They were already growing up. Here, they're kids!
At first, they would just eat and sleep all day, and then play by throwing the ball, or simply mess up the whole house and turn everything upside down. But little by little, they started discovering their abilities. Tails discovered how to fly by spinning his tails. Sonic discovered that his metabolism and nervous system were so fast that they made him super speedy. And Knuckles found that after hitting with his knuckles, his strength increased to an incredible level, so without realizing it, they started acting like children. Warriors they were destined to be, and they began to train their abilities day after day, until the day came when Tom read them the letter that came with them the day they were left at his doorstep. This letter was from their mother, Longclaw, and it said explicitly that they should be protected because their home planet, Mobius, had been invaded by some metallic hedgehogs.
Imagine if the Metal Sonic production line were real.
And these ones, by force and power, had enslaved every being on the planet Mobius.
The whole planet, all of it, that's crazy.
Only if the baby pets Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails became powerful enough could they return and become the saviors of their planet and defenders of the universe. So...
they're measuring his height, so cute and lovely.
And they ran at full speed until they went through a ring portal that came with Longclaw's note. But when they arrived on planet Mobius, the worst happened, as they were confronted by a total of 1,500 Metal Sonics and were brutally defeated. And not just them, multiple and different Sonics from different realities had been captured. Well, while some of these versions of Sonic were identical to the now adult baby Sonic, there were other versions, like an elderly Sonic with grayish fur whose speed had diminished. But his power, metal, and wisdom were brutal. The cartoonish Sonic was captured in the basement of Donut Lord's house from Universe 3.14.
How many Sonic universes are there?
He was run over by the Metal Sonics driving a car. They hit him so hard that he even farted. And even the ugly Sonic was captured, ending his miserable life. The Metal Sonics were capturing all the versions of Sonic from the multiverse to absorb their powers and reach their ultimate final power. Awesome! And for that they only needed
the Super Neo Metal Sonic, oh my god!
The original and most powerful one from the main universe. And they were about to achieve it. And it would have happened if it weren't for the arrival of their perfect helper.
Obviously, Amy. Who managed to save the last Sonic?
Even Mario is watching and telling you to subscribe.
Be sure to subscribe and like everyone. These amazing videos and theories always deliver.
Amy saves Sonic, tells him she needs his help and the team's. And right away Knuckles and Tails show up and say, "You're so fast." Well, Amy Rose saved them before saving Sonic and then disappeared right away. And now she explains to them that the Metal Sonics are coming from the future. And they have traveled to multiple timelines and universes capturing all the Sonics, of which they already have 100 versions, only missing one. If they capture Sonic number 101, which is you, and steal your power, then it will be the end of everything. No. That the main Metal Sonic would gain a power unmatched by any being in the multiverse, even in their dreams. So Sonic, determined, asks where the Metal Sonic's base is. We can't allow them to reach Earth, so Amy Rose tells them, "Follow me."
Oh, and that's where she uses a ring, right?
Amy Rose takes them to Little Planet and shows them the entire Metal Sonic's plan at their base. How cool! All the versions of Sonic they've already captured, the ones she couldn't help. In theory, they must have all 101 Sonics to steal their power.
Of course, he's the only one left.
We must prevent your capture at all costs. Whether we win or not depends on it. But at that very moment, all of Little Planet starts to shake and a blinding light begins to emanate from its core. And when we see what it is, we see a mechanical orb similar to the core that Metal Sonics have in their chest, but bigger, which was absorbing energy from 8 emeralds, inside of which already lay the power of the 100 Sonics, since their powers had already been sealed inside the emeralds.
Of course, they had already drained everyone's vitality and power.
If the main Metal Sonic took these emeralds, he would become completely invincible. Amy Rose screams, "No way!" But Sonic has a vision at that moment in which his mind is taken to an alternate dimension, where he finds himself on a totally destroyed planet. In the distance, he sees a giant hedgehog resembling Shadow.
Like a giant metal shadow?
"Shadow, what are you doing here?" Sonic asks. "I am the embodiment of your greatest fear," says Shadow. So Sonic shouts, "Fear? Oh yeah, right. I'm not afraid of you at all. Shut up, Sonic!" Shadow yells at him. "Listen carefully to what I'm going to tell you, okay? If this keeps going, everyone, including me, is going to die. But there's something only you can do. With your speed, you can not only break gravity itself like you've already done, if you reach the speed of light, you can even travel through time. Do it and go back 5 minutes into the past. That will be more than enough to change the course of history." Can Sonic really do that? Sonic wakes up and says, "I know what to do." But Knuckles, together with Tails, answers him, "I hope you do it quickly, because we're already surrounded." And indeed, 1,000 Metal Sonics were attacking them at the same time. What? How many Metal Sonics? And now comes the cool part. Now this is where it gets good. Well, in less than 20 seconds, both Knuckles, Tails, and Amy Rose were brutally annihilated. None of them were useful for the Metal Sonic's plan, only Sonic himself. So our Sonic was in shock, but at the same time filled with rage and burst with adrenaline. He doesn't let his mind get clouded and runs out of the base at full speed, knowing that despite the pain of this tragedy, he could reverse everything if he followed Shadow's steps from the vision. So Sonic keeps running non-stop, circling all around Little Planet, and everything started to work. As Sonic passed through places, he realized that he was leaving temporal remnants behind him. Other Sonics that coexisted for seconds in the same timeline as the original. Until Sonic hit light speed, then the epic moment happened. Oh, he did it. A huge explosion of chaos energy opened the portal that would take Sonic to the past. And there we see the main Metal Sonic fuming with rage. After seeing the huge dome of chaos energy released by Sonic, he knew what Sonic was trying to do. And there we return to Sonic, who is now breaking through realities as he goes through this portal. Until, seeing the multiple options of realities and timelines he could reach, he found the one that would take him exactly 5 minutes into the past. And by jumping through that rift, he arrived at Little Planet exactly 5 minutes before he, along with Amy Rose, Knuckles, and Tails, arrived on the planet. And what a surprise for Sonic, as he found Shadow lying on the ground surrounded by hundreds of Metal Sonics, and upon arriving at the scene, he defended him, saving his life. Shadow says, "So transmitting my thoughts to you with chaos control worked, but I see you believe that I'm your worst fear." "Shut up," says Sonic. "We need to act." "I agree with you for the first time," says Shadow. And right away they get ready and charge at the rest of the more than 1,000 Metal Sonics that were now coming toward them. And by combining their abilities and especially by acting in these 5 minutes beforehand, they managed to prevent the power of the 100 alternate Sonics from being sealed inside the 8 emeralds. And now the plans of the original Metal Sonic were starting to fall apart. And now we see Amy Rose, Knuckles, and Tails arriving along with the other Sonic. And just as this Sonic arrived, he disappeared because being a remnant, they couldn't coexist for long, of course.
It was the same one, but from a future that hadn't happened yet.
The laws of space-time are still a mystery. But then the original Metal Sonic arrives and takes the 8 emeralds, absorbing their power. Oh no. And even though they didn't have the power of the Sonics, they had the power of all living beings on Little Planet sealed inside them. No. Because if he took that power, everything would get complicated. But before he could do it, Amy Rose steps in, takes the emeralds, and transforms into Super Amy Rose. Amy stops him, and she shares her power with Sonic and Shadow. Oh, they also reached their super state. How cool! They used their powers to defeat both the original Metal Sonic and hundreds of active replicas, saving and returning to their universes all the previous versions of Sonic captured, and following those who were once Team Baby Sonic. Oh. Remember that this video is nothing more than just a theory created by me, with a lot of love, with the sole purpose of entertaining you. If you want more videos like this, please.
Well, my friends, that's as far as this theory goes. I died of cuteness and epicness because the movie would look amazing if it turns out like this. But since I didn't want the video to just have one theory, I brought back some theories from last year, from when Sonic 3 was released, to analyze now in this amazing video, where you can also leave your own theories in the comments, of course. And our dear Angel Sonic 492 says, I think both Metal Sonic and Amy might not have come from the future, but from another reality. An alternate one where Eggman eliminated Sonic and ruled the world. That's how you could justify Eggman's return, because he would be from another universe. Surely Eggman discovered that there are more alternate realities to conquer, and that's why he decided to send Metal Sonic. But Amy also traveled to Sonic's reality to prevent the same fate that happened to her universe. Well, Angel, that theory makes a lot of sense, but it would mean that the Eggman from Earth dies, which, well, is a very heroic sacrifice at the end of Sonic 3, but it would still be very hard to accept that he ends up dying. So I really like the idea that the villain will be an Eggman from another multiverse, along with his Metal Sonic, Neo Metal Sonic, and all the things he can come up with. But I don't think the Eggman from our universe is dead. I think he'll come back, and he might even help Team Sonic again. Denichengo Leon Evihemini says, Leon, I have a theory. After defeating all the Metal Sonics, Sonic invites Amy to join Team Sonic and live at Tom's house. After a while, Silver arrives in the city and causes chaos. When Team Sonic tries to defeat him, they can't, and that's when Shadow would have come back to save them. Well, my friend Danny, that's a good theory. I think there's a good chance it could happen. Maybe not exactly like that, but still. Silver considers Sonic the seed of evil, the one who will destroy the future, and Silver comes from an apocalyptic future completely destroyed by Sonic. So I think that could be a really good premise for the post-credit scene of Sonic 4 after we see time travel, how Team Sonic moves throughout the, underworld and multiverse to fight against the Metal Sonics, that Silver also manages to travel through time or travel through the multiverses to find Sonic and try to put an end to him. And to finish, Isaac Gaming says, Hi Leon, my theory for Sonic 4 is that Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles will meet Amy. Tom and Maddie briefly think Sonic has a girlfriend and celebrate like it's a wedding, but Sonic explains and they believe him. Then Sonic takes Amy to see Green Hill. At first, Amy would love that place, but she'll remember that she has a home beyond the planet. And well, these have been two quick theories, short and to the point, but very enjoyable, which talk about things that could be amazing to see in Sonic 4, and well, if they do happen, we would all be happy to witness them. That being said, take advantage of this video to share your theories so that in a future video we can analyze them and get started with them. It's not that long until Sonic 4 releases in April 2027, but we'll likely see the trailer later this year or early next year. So let's just wait, be patient, and give it our all to make some amazing content, work with Paramount again, and who knows if I'll get to do a voice in the movie again. That being said, Uncle Leon says goodbye. Thank you all so much for your constant support. I couldn't be here without you. I truly appreciate it. See you next time. Goodbye.